Such a beautiful day out. I want to open my window, but I feel like, I mean, you can see some of the light coming in back there. There. Yeah, I know how to maneuver myself on a camera. It's such a beautiful day out, though. I kind of wish I could open that window, let some fresh air in. You know, it's starting to cool off. It's nice. But you didn't come here for that. No, you came here to watch me talk about Captain America, which I just watched last night. And, part of getting through the MCU, I'm really marathoning these because my brother won't let me not do that. And what did I think of it? I liked it a lot, actually. I thought it was really fun. It feels different from all the other Marvel movies so far. I'm sorry that I'm adjusting myself. I just didn't, it's hard to tell whether or not this is, folded up or something on camera, and I just noticed it, and I'm like, wait, do I look stupid? I mean, that's besides the point. I look stupid anyway. Of course I do. But anyway, Captain America. Good movie. Like I said, it's... I mean, obviously we're at a point in the movies and the timeline, where they haven't established the formula of a Marvel movie as well. And so they are still trying to find their footing. But I think this is the one where they kind of really did, and they're starting to hit their stride. And especially within that, this isn't just a superhero movie. It's a war movie. It's a superhero war movie. So there are some elements of that, and honestly, I like them, I mean, I'm not the kind of guy who watches war movies, because, I mean, look at me. It's just not my thing, but I really have to say I think it was really done well here. I really like, Steve Rogers, that's his name. He's like Tony Stark, where the second he's on screen, you get him. You know who he is. You know what you're dealing with. And, he is this. He's a little guy, but he doesn't like a bully. He always wants to stick up for people, and he wants to be a hero. Problem is, he's this scrawny little dude. And I think that's it's a good character dynamic. And then obviously, halfway through the movie, he isn't anymore, and he gets super jacked and is able to become Captain America. And after that point, it's a lot of fun watching him and the team he puts together. And when he first goes off on his own and goes to the weapons factory, I think it is, and rescues Bucky and everyone, and is Captain America for the first time. It's really good. It's a lot of fun. And I think the other protagonists, Agent Carter, she's cool. I'm excited to see the Agent Carter show because of her, because she was an interesting character, and I want to see more from her. I think that's just was really cool. Who else is in this movie? Of course, you have Howard Stark, which I didn't know he was in this movie. I didn't know he was a main character, and I thought that was really cool. I'm like, okay. The timeline seems a little weird, though, because if this guy's 20s, 30s during the 40s, he then has to have a kid who's how old is Tony Stark during the first Iron Man? He's and that takes place in 2005, I guess, 2005, 8, I don't know, the early 2000s, mid to late early 2000s, and he's only 30, so 30 or 40, I don't know, 40 seems old to start that off, to be a superhero, which is a little weird. I mean, whatever, though. I think at the beginning of the movie, I want to mention this. It's not... The beginning, it feels kind of slow. Which I guess it's fine, It's a superhero origin story, which all of these are. So it's we have to see him before he becomes a superhero. But it's all right. Mm-hmm. But it's not... it's not like something like, I don't know, Thor or whatever, where it's like, okay, yeah, I know, with Captain America, I know we have to see all this, and it's fine, it's passable. I don't have a real issue. It's just like there was part of me that's like just wanting to get into the action, but once the action starts, it's amazing. If I had to rank these movies so far, I'll say it now. Usually I save it until later, but I think I'll say it now. Honestly, if I had to rank them where I am right now, it would be Iron Man 2, then Thor, then the first Iron Man, then Captain America. Again, once it gets going, it's a lot of fun. And, you know, it's similar to Iron Man where, like, people actually die. I mean, it's like, yeah, of course people die in all of these movies. Except for Thor. I don't think anyone actually dies in Thor. Except for some frost giants. But, yeah. And, like, people are... I mean, of course, it's a war movie. Of course people are going to die. But even in Iron Man, it's like some terrorists and then Ironmonger at the end. In this one, though, you know, and it's just like random people. You know, obviously people are getting shot. Again, it's a war movie. What, like, yeah, of course. Which, as far as wars go, World War II is top tier. You know, as far as it's represented in fiction, and I think it's, you know, it works well into the whole, you know, World War II is just a fun set. I mean, as messed up as that sounds out of context, in, like, fiction, World War II is a great time period, a great setting. Just because the Nazis are easy villains to have, and you can still do stuff with them. And I love how in everything, which I know that, like, in reality, Hitler was like looking for weird, he was into like weird occult stuff and like weird shit. So that's why every person who's ever made a movie, video game, or book has been like, oh, the Nazis, huh? One of the most evil groups of people that can easily be made into a villain for something is simultaneously interested in finding ancient magic artifacts? I mean, the list goes on forever. Indiana Jones, Uncharted, fucking JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and now you got, and again, the list can go on forever. There's a million different examples of movies that take place around this time period where the Nazis are the bad guys and they're looking for some, ancient artifact that will allow us to have the power of the gods or whatever. So, of course, then in this one, they're looking for the Tesseract. And I really like this because, you know, they tie it into Iron Man with having Howard Stark as a main character. Main side character. There's a few scenes where he's central and he's there the whole time. But he's not always front and center, which there is actually a larger cast for this movie. I mean, you have, of course, have his whole team. You have Captain's whole team, and you have the general guy. You have Arnim Zola and Red Skull, whose real name I don't remember. But you have a bunch of different characters, and it's neat. I like it. You have the doctor guy. He was cool. Like him. Anyway, back to the Nazis. But yeah, so it's like, they are, you know, in this movie, they're looking for the Tesseract, which apparently, I didn't know this. I knew the Tesseract was a thing, because I have a general knowledge of just, like, Marvel stuff, you know? Like, I know who these characters are. Like, if you name drop the characters, I know who they are. I see a picture of them, I know who they are. I know enough about them. And, so I knew what the Tesseract was, kind of. I just knew it was a generic MacGuffin that is like, oh, it's just a little glowing cube and it has unlimited power, you know. I didn't know it like came from the Norse gods with like Thor and Odin and everyone. And it is like from Yggdrasil, the tree, and stuff. I know Thor explained that whole thing. There was a scene in Thor where he explains the lore to it. I don't remember him actually. He must have name dropped Yggdrasil. I hate that word because it's spelled with a Y and a bunch of G's, and it's also a mediocre Smash stage. Don't at me. Hero is fine. Yggdrasil's altar is trash. Anyway, that's unrelated. Yeah, I just think that's neat. I didn't know that, and maybe that's not what the Tesseract's origin in the comics was, but I mean, obviously it is in the movies. I also want to make fun of something. They really, really liked to foreshadow Red Skull becoming Red Skull. Again, I don't remember what his real name is. It's something German. But it's like, oh, he shoots the guy, and the blood splatters onto his Hydra badge, and it's red, and it's the skull, and it's like, oh, because he's gonna become Red Skull. And it's like, wow, that would be so cool and amazing if I didn't know Red Skull was in this movie by watching a fucking trailer. Not that I watched trailers before this movie. I mean, if I was watching it when it came out, I would have seen a trailer for it, but like, you get the point. And I mean, I'm just making fun of it in retrospect. It's fun. It's not like it doesn't take away from the movie. I just think it's funny how it's very blatant foreshadowing. Which, like, speaking of that, the first scene where you see Arnim Zola, which, again, you can correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't really read any of the comics. I just have a general knowledge of these characters. And I thought Arnim Zola he like got his brain put in a robot, right? That is a thing that happened. I mean, the only place that I've actually seen him is in the Lego Marvel Superheroes game, which I don't really like, honestly, as far as Lego games go. It's bottom tier. It's pretty bad. I'm not really a fan. But anyway, Arnim Zola's in that, and he's a robot. And when I saw him in the game, in the movie, the first shot you see, like, the scene starts with him, like, looking through this, like, magnifying glass thing, so it's like you only see his face, and I'm like, okay, is that foreshadowing for him getting put in a robot? Which maybe that'll happen later on down the line, once, like, probably in the Winter Soldier, if it does happen. Don't spoil it for me, but, like, is that it? He does get his brain put in a robot in the comics, right? Like, or his mind or whatever, which I thought was going to happen. I thought at one point Red Skull was just gonna be like, you're a little pussy, I don't know, I should probably be doing a German accent for this, but I'm going to put your mind in a robot. Like that one episode of SpongeBob. You've lost your brain privileges. And I thought that then he would be in a robot. So he couldn't be because he's not like evil, he's just like, he wants to be a scientist guy, and then he realized, oh wait, I'm working with not just Nazis, but crazy cult Nazis. This is not good. Oh, that's okay. I've been captured, and I now get to go to fucking Switzerland or whatever the general guy tells him. But anyway, so I was surprised. Again, if he does show up again, it'll probably be in the Winter Soldier. And it's like, again, I want to be shooken up over Bucky's death. Spoiler alert. But it's like, well, I know that the Winter Soldier is a thing, so I know he'll be back, and I know he stops being evil at some point. I mean, he has to, so he can show up in Civil War, but whatever. That's way, way forward. But yeah, I really don't have a lot to say about this one. At least not as much as I do the other ones. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it was fun. I liked it. I think I was kind of disappointed when I found out that the after credits scene was just a trailer for the Avengers. But again, I am like, I do get all like excited when you see the end of the credits, and it doesn't, like they did this for Thor, where it's like, Thor will appear again in the Avengers, and then they did it again, and it's like, Captain America will appear again in the Avengers, and I was like, ooh, that's exciting. I mean, not really exciting, because Avengers I've already seen, but I will watch it again soon. I don't know when, but I am I am excited, you know? That's like, these movies aren't amazing. They're good though, and they're making me excited for more. So I'm excited to get to the amazing part, you know? And I think, hey, you know, I mean, that if you can't do anything else, make me excited for what's coming next, you know? And I am excited for what's coming next. So, yeah, the sooner I end this video, the sooner I can get started on watching that next movie, I guess. Although, I do want to mention, I did watch the first 2 Marvel one-shots, because that's based on the list I'm going off of. Those are next, because one of the Consultant, which was on the Thor DVD, and A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer, which was on the Captain America DVD. So, honestly, they're okay. I thought they would have more lore stuff, and it wasn't just be one little funny 4-minute clip. It's fine that it is just a funny little clip that just features the characters. Like, the Consultant, you know, I thought it was going to have to do more with S.H.I.E.L.D. stuff, and maybe I'd appreciate it more if I could actually watch The Incredible Hulk Disney, but it was fine, you know. It was kind of funny seeing Tony again. Love him. Love Robert Downey Jr., of course. Although, I don't know, I have to say I prefer A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer, which is just, it's just Phil Coulson showing, being in a convenience store in the middle of New Mexico while it gets robbed, and then taking out the 2 guys who are trying to rob the store. It was funny. It was good. Definitely prefer that one. I'm not going to rank these things with the movies. If I did, though, it would probably be... Consultant would go above Iron Man 2, probably below Thor, though. And A Funny Thing Happened on the Way to Thor's Hammer would go below Iron Man, above Thor. Yeah, I am. I had to, like, think about it in my head, but yeah, that is what I'm doing. So next, of course, is going to be... I mean, I do have... it's a surprise. I know that these videos get the least amount of views on my channel, but you know what? I love the show, so I'm going to keep talking about them. You'll see that on Friday. This one will probably be uploaded, if you're watching it, probably later on Tuesday or Wednesday maybe. But yeah. Then we're going to get another non-Marvel video on Friday, and then another, probably the Avengers video sometime over the weekend or on Monday. And then from there, probably just keep going with Marvel. I do have some other shows I gotta start watch more of. I think that's all. Mandalorian Season 2. I definitely want to review. I don't know if I'll go episode by episode for that, but we'll see, you know. Again, to end it off, loved Captain America. Thought it was great. Excited for Avengers. And I will see you in a few days, I guess. Later.